Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of VGU Talks and Let's Talk Games. Now today I'm going back and talking about Destiny vs Warframe once again. Now if you are new to this little series of discussions that I've had throughout the development of both Destiny and Warframe, allow me to give you a little bit of an insight as to what I've been talking about. The first video that I made about this went on to discuss my feelings about Destiny just after the Destiny beta was released. Then, the second installment was after a good few months of Destiny being out and Warframe releasing their new update at that time, which was update 16 and the Archwing. And back then, my opinions were very much Destiny has gotten very boring and very monotonous, Warframe has started mixing things up, and you know what? Warframe overall is way better value for your money, mostly because you're not spending any money, unless you really want to. But now, with round 3, I want to talk about my opinions on both Destiny, the Taken King, the new expansion coming in to the game, as well as Warframe's new update being Echoes of the Fallen, aka Update 17. So first things first, allow me to talk about Destiny, because as much as this update is bringing in a lot of new stuff, and is also overhauling the leveling system so that instead of you leveling up via light, you're going to be leveling up normally, but light is an extra add-on on top of it. They're also adding in a bunch of other stuff, being powerful new abilities, a new campaign, new activities and rewards, basically the raids that we never got, the brand new subclasses, which I personally think should have been brought into the game way earlier on in some of the earlier expansions. And also the announcement that you can get yourself the Legendary Edition of Destiny that comes included with the Taken King, the base game, the first expansion, the Dark Below, and the second expansion, the House of Wolves. Now, if you've come here after watching my second video talking about Destiny and Warframe, you would know I'm not impressed by Destiny. Like, the game is very lackluster, at least in my opinion, and even with this update, I've seen gameplay, I've seen people talk about it, I've read up on people's reviews and what they've got on the Taken King so far. And in all honesty, it pretty much sounds like the exact same thing that we've been getting with the Dark Below and the House of Wolves, only things that we have been promised way early on in development, which is finally coming in. And I'm sorry, if you're going to put all of that behind a 20-30 quid expansion pack paywall, then I'm sorry, it's not going to get me back into the game, it's going to make me go further away from it. Well, guess what, Bungie? I'm not impressed, I'm not interested, and even that, the raids that we're getting now, the new leveling system, the new subclasses, it doesn't even seem that interesting. It doesn't even seem that substantial of an expansion to bring it all in. Of course, the most substantial part of this expansion is going to be the overhaul of the leveling system. But is that worth a player like me going back into the game to try out? In all honesty, no. I'm just not interested in going back to Destiny anymore. With this, you're not convincing me to come back. You're convincing me that my choice last time to go away from you and play more of Warframe has pretty much been justified. So with me basically saying that, what are my thoughts on Warframe's Update 17? Now, I have been playing parts of Update 17 on PC as I'm waiting for it to come onto PlayStation 4 before giving you guys some actual physical content of it. And these are my honest opinions. I thought Update 16 was a pretty damn good update. Archwing was a very big success, at least in my opinion. Events that we had and the alerts that we had throughout Update 16 were really fun and challenging, and I'm really looking forward to see what else Update 17 is going to bring to the table. But what we got in Update 17's base is pretty damn substantial. The first new Warframe of the update is Equinox, which can switch between two different forms, which can give her different capabilities, switching her from being a damage dealer to being a more supportive style frame, filling out two different playstyles in one Warframe, which is pretty damn awesome. As well as that, we got the gigantic overhaul to the parkour system, and guys, this changes the game in so many ways, it's incredible. So not just does this make it so that stamina in the game has now been removed, all these different ways of moving around the tile sets, being with double jumps, bullet jumps, wall latching, wall dashing, aim gliding and zip lines. This has now made it so that when you're wielding a melee weapon and blocking enemy attacks, instead of it draining stamina, because stamina isn't there anymore, it's now a matter of damage reduction, which is really interesting, and different weapons will have a different amount of damage reduction. The most amount of damage reduction that you can get off of a melee weapon at the moment are with shield and sword type weapons, so you're going to be looking at the Silver and Aegis and the brand new one, which I will be bringing up in just a second. And now I think Arcwing has been made even more substantial thanks to it being submersible. Now what this means is, while you're going around the new tile sets in Uranus, you're going to be able to go in and out of the water at will, and when you go into the water you instantly latch on your Arcwing and you're going through the underwater sections in Arcwing mode, which is incredible. And then as soon as you come back out of the water, you're back in normal Warframe mode with your normal Warframe abilities, and you're going to be smashing Grenade across the face. And the great thing is, you're going to be enjoying this in all kinds of different game modes, being defense, survival, capture, rescue, mobile defense, exterminate, and sabotage. So it's not limited to only a few different game modes, you're getting it in a wide range of modes. We're also getting the brand new remaster of Til Rhaegor, and damn, this boss is incredible to fight. It's kind of like a 3-stage boss fight, and Til Rhaegor now kind of reminds me of the big sister from Bioshock, because you start off a fight in regular Warframe mode and then you gradually go into submersion mode with your Arcwing and you're battling Til Rhaegor underwater. It's a pretty crazy fight, and if you're able to defeat Til Rhaegor, you're able to get the brand new melee weapon of the game, being the Ack and Brunt. We've also got a brand new quest which allows more in-depth look into the lore, as well as a brand new utility mod slot for a Warframe of your choosing, which is pretty darn crazy. We've also got brand new additions to the Conclave, being more maps, daily challenges, and 19 new Conclave mods specifically built for PvP uses. But as well as the Ack and Brunt being a new weapon that you can get by defeating Til Rhaegor, you can also get the Grattler, which is a new Arcwing cannon, the Harpack, which is a harpoon gun which shoots projectiles normally, as well as a gigantic harpoon, the Coalstar, which is able to rain hell on enemies with a giant cluster rocket launcher, and twin Grakatas, which have basically made you think why the normal Grakata was bad, because the twin Grakatas are pretty much just as bad. But they are hilarious to use with their gigantic magazine size, so be sure to try them out. And then for those who love using their Kubros, you got Kubro armor, you got a brand new breed of Kubro, which acts like the Carrier Sentinel, where he's able to go out, grab items and bring them to you, which is fantastic. And as well as that, we also get some brand new aesthetic touches with some brand new capes and stuff to add to make your Warframe look amazing. With all this content as well, this doesn't seem to be like just a couple of hours of additional content. This is many hours of additional content. You're going to be building a brand new Warframe, building new weapons, getting everything you need in order to make those Warframes and weapons. You're going to be able to customize your Kubro even more, maybe even look for that new breed of Kubro. You're going to be exploring all those different tile sets, using them to your full advantage, building up your Arcwings now in a much easier and more diverse playstyle. Quite frankly, Update 17 in Warframe is another great example as to why Warframe is so much value. The guys over at Digital Extremes put their heart and soul into every single update that comes along. Not saying that Bungie doesn't with Destiny. In a nutshell, with all of the updates that are coming into both Destiny and Warframe, one of my opinions, and what at least do I suggest you should go for out of the two. Well, at least with me, the Taken King doesn't give enough to the player for, at least for me, to demand to come back into Destiny. As much as I'm liking the fact that they're bringing in all this new content, it's just not enough for me. And if you're going to be putting it behind a paywall, or you're going to be telling me to buy the brand new Legendary Edition in order to get in on it, I'm sorry. I've spent quite a lot of money on Destiny right now with the last 2 expansions, and I wasn't satisfied with that. So trying to make me get into this expansion saying, but we fixed everything, is not a convincing idea. I'm sorry, Destiny, I'm just not going back. As to Warframe, I'm happy I have started playing you more, I'm happy that we are getting update 17 on the consoles very soon, and I'm just happy to see that Warframe is going in a fantastic direction for a free-to-play title. To this day, I still say that Warframe is the best free-to-play game out there, and if you're not playing it on PS4, Xbox One, or PC, you're doing yourself a disservice. Go try this game out for yourself and have yourself some crazy Tenno fun. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just like in the last 2 installments of this series with Destiny vs Warframe, these are just my opinions and what I think about both of these updates. So now I'm going to leave it completely open to you guys like I did last time, and let's hear your opinions. What do you guys think about the Taken King and Echoes of the Fallen? Do you think one's better than the other? Are you going to go back to Destiny because of a new expansion? Are you going to try out Warframe because of a new update? What's going to be happening with you involving these 2 games? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time for another edition of VGU Talks.